And now for the last video I'll be recording until the library haul. But the last video we're recording today, more than likely, and that's the August haul. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books here already. Now, it might just, if worst case scenario, this is the only 7 books I'll be getting this month. Got low battery, so. Oh, I gotta do the stupid noise. My phone, one of the chargers I have. Come on. Gotta go way in here. Yeah. This is why this is why I really wish you could see what the percentage of your phone that was at. That was terrible. That was like, like, there wasn't a way I said it. It was just like broken English, basically. I wish they could tell you what your iPad, I'm on the iPhone, what the battery was that when you're recording a video. Like they already have on the top. They already have how long the video is going for. So on this side, they should have the battery percentage, because it's not like, oh, it's too much on the display screen. No, it's not really. But anyways, let's get on with it. First book up is the one I just got today, and the central theme for as I was trying to say, sorry. Worst case scenario, this is the only 7 books I'll be getting this month. But that is the absolute worst scenario. Hopefully I can get some more books by the end of this month, because of how many books I've been getting and how much they've been sending down. Because it's not all one day. It was several days, in between. Because of that fact, I'm gonna have to stop buying so many books. Save up my money and just not do that. But hopefully I'll get more books. But maybe it's 7. Maybe it's just 7. I mean, worst case, that's fine. At least got something for August. Count my blessings there. But the central theme for this comic haul is the library had it, but it was the last book I needed for this author, and it was cheap enough, so I was like, the hell with it. First one up, it being Snapshot by Andy Diggle with artwork done by Jock. Now, I had read this book before. I liked it enough. I wasn't super crazy about it. Thought it was the best thing. It is black and white artwork. It is pretty well done, though. Like, you can tell that Jock knew how to do black and white artwork. All 4 issues is a 4-issue miniseries, and it's basically a guy. One of the guys leaves behind a phone, and it's filled with like murder photos, and it's a comic book salesman finds things. He works at a comic book store. Sounds very interesting. It isn't used like new, but there's a lot of like little bent here. That's about it. This was from HPB Blue, which I do already recommend more than HPB Ruby, which they give me Undertow. And that book I just got today, along with this book, and this book I got ordered in August, and also it's August 15th. For that whole explanation of how that happened, you can go to yesterday's video, where I went over my complete July haul, or if you want a longer explanation of it that I go into more detail, you can see the I can't believe this happened video, or whatever I call it. Yeah, I can't believe this happened. Something like that, I was gonna call it. Something ambiguous like that. That was Snapshot. Alright, so moving on to the next 2, which also, these 2, none of which were on, at least I don't think are, wow. I said the wrong thing. Like, my voice is just like shot for shit today. And so it's not terrible. I don't mind. Like, it's whatever. It's first of all, saying in the video, I don't edit my videos, but it's just one of those things where just like tripping over my own words. So the next 2 I don't believe are at the library. But both of them are the same kind of plot, and they both are feudal Japan. They both take place in feudal Japan. There is a third one that I didn't get, that I had to get on the Kindle. Now that one, it's called, the third series I got is called Bushido. I got the individual, and I recommend others do this. I got the individual issues on the Kindle, because it was cheaper than getting the trade. The trade was $15.99, and I did the same last month for Harvest, because the trade was way too expensive, but they had the individual issues, and both are actually 5-issue miniseries too. And of course, like with Harvest, I'm like, oh, maybe I should have gotten the trade. Maybe the trade came in with extras I'd actually want to have in the trade, but I doubt it. There's no way they had an extra story in there. But the two series are Hitomi and Samurai's Blood. Now, Hitomi is the most notable one. Now, the artwork reminds me a lot, of, at least on the cover, reminds me a lot of Monstrous's artwork, but it's not done by the artist. It's not done by Saint Takeda. This is written by H.S. Tack with artwork done by Isabella Mazzanti. Now, this is not the cover that was originally shown even on Amazon. It's a wraparound cover also, and even on the Image Comics official website, you get the for the cover of the trade, you get the cover for issue 2. It's really weird. Which is, they don't have the cover for issue 2 on here. They give you different kind of covers. It's weird. I don't know. It still says 1 yada yada, but I think it starts right. I think that's page 1 of the entire series, if anything. And it's just a splash page making it look like a cover. I could be wrong, but what's the other explanation? Because usually you would think that's on the variant covers they'd have variant cover done by this guy, and like Marvel Comics, you'll get like the original cover, and on the other side, other side of the page, you'll get the variant cover. Sometimes it's 3 pages, but you still get that right at the bat from Marvel books, and I'm wondering why it's not the same for Hitomi, for Image Comics. At least, I mean, not for Hitomi. But yeah, Feel Japan looks very interesting. Only wanted for a while too. Ever since it came out last month, not last year. I have not been waiting that long, but no, ever since it came out last month, I was interested in it. It sounded very good, and it was a weird price. I paid $12.99. I'm glad I waited for that. Actually, no, I think it was always $12.99. But the list price is $15.99, and the standard for Image Comics is $16.99. And I thought at first that was because it was $15.99 because it was a smaller size book. It's not. Like a smaller size trade, not your trim size. Basically, it was your average trim size, but not smaller. Anything smaller. So the next one is Samurai's Blood, as I mentioned before. Oh, so Hitomi is all 5 issues. Sorry, all 5 issues collecting that trade. Samurai's Blood is all 6. It's all 6 issues, written by Owen Weisman, with artwork done by Nam Kim. And funny thing is there's writing on here. Now, this is a used, very good condition book. It was through Amazon themselves, but a third party seller on Amazon, but it was Amazon themselves that shipped it. So it's written by Michael Bernaroya and Owen Weisman, but the script is done by Owen Weisman. The pencils are done by Nam Kim. Art inks done by Matthew Dalton. Oh yeah, I'll show you this because one of the names was for a name and kind of impossible for me to say. So next 5 seconds or so, I'm going to have this shown, and then we'll move on. There we go. Alright. So then the artwork for Samurai's Blood. The artwork for Bushido was probably my favorite out of the 3. Hitomi, I liked Hitomi's artwork because, again, it reminded me a lot of, like, Monstrous's artwork. But Bushido was, like, the best, like, overall. Like, if you're not counting, I like Hitomi because it reminds me of Monstrous. Bushido is my favorite of 3, which I can't see because I don't have the book handy, because I don't have it physically. Now, I would not recommend getting the trade, because the trade is $50, used very good on Amazon. If you can find it for like $10, then yeah, get it. But other than that, I would not recommend getting it. I would just say get the individual issues, not the trade. I mean, if you're fine with paying $15.99 for a PDF, then go ahead. But even paying $10 for that, I was like, it was $8.99 specifically, but even that, I was like, didn't really like that. Next up we have Angelic by Simon Spurrier. It is smaller than your average comic trade, which I did not like, because Angelic does collect issues. It's not an OGN. It collects 1 through 6 of Angelic, and I almost guarantee that each issue was your average trim size. So kind of annoying about that, but it happened. They decided to do that. Now Casper Wingard is the artist. I say Wingard, and Emma Price does the graphic design. All 6 issues, you can definitely tell it's more kid friendly than your average, and anything else. But it is rated T for teen. It's not all ages. But this is like a centuries after humanity has disappeared, the Earth belongs to the leftovers, the animals. So that does sound very interesting. Now, for the longest time, I did not get this series pretty much because of the cover. It just did not look like my kind of thing. And yeah, I like Simon Spurrier's writing, but it's like, I don't know. But because I was getting the other Simon Spurrier book, I decided to get this once and for all, and it was cheap. Because all of these, except for Hitomi, I got, and Samurai Blood, technically, I got from third-party sellers. Although, I guess you could still count that, but it went shipped by Amazon, is the point. Wait, no, sorry. The one after the next Simon Spurrier book was bought off Amazon, so I take that back. Next one up is Cry Havoc by Simon Spurrier, Volume 1. Cry Havoc, Volume 1, Mything in Action. Written by Simon Spurrier with artwork done by Ryan Kelly. Collecting all 6 issues of this series, right? Or is it 4? I'm pretty sure it's 6. 1 through 6. So 1 through 6 of the series. Written by Simon Spurrier, so yeah, Cry Havoc, yada yada yada. Well, Cry Havoc Volume 1, Mything in Action. Collecting 1 through 6 of the series, written by Simon Spurrier with artwork done by Ryan Kelly. Here's the artwork for Cry Havoc. Now this one they did have at my local library, and I put in the solicitation for it, but I wasn't exactly sure. Oh, so colors, sorry, it's a bunch of colors. I knew that was gonna happen. There you go. But I to the library that they said they had it from, I had gotten a book that I put in a book from them before, and they said it wasn't available. So I thought the same thing would happen for this. It didn't, but it was like, the hell with them. So I'm still gonna get it. I still only paid like $6 for this, or $7 for it. It is used very good, and it was from Wonder Book, who I do trust, but a lot of blemishes. But again, say it with me now. I have gotten books in worse condition from Amazon that were according to Amazon in new condition. So does not matter to me at all. Still kind of does, because I expected it to be completely flawless. I don't know why I expected that. I don't think Wonder Book would have mistakenly labeled the book as very good used. That meant to say it was actually used like new. So this is the book that I gotten from Amazon on Amazon itself too, and that is Chroma, collecting all 4 issues of this miniseries, written and drawn by Lorenzo De Felici. And this one has to do with so both this and the other one were like kind of fantasy adjacent. This one definitely is fantasy, but Cry Havoc seems to be fantasy adjacent, because it's like it's three like alter ego kind of things. It's like 3 different versions of the same character. One's like a monstrous, one's a werewolf. A man attempts to turn into a werewolf, and the second takes place in Afghanistan. So it sounds very interesting. And that was for Cry Havoc. There you have it. But this one is a monster that believes the monster. It's a girl. It turns into a monster, I believe. Has been led to think it's a monster, but this one boy shows that it's not. You're Beauty and the Beast comic kind of type of story, but it got very good reviews, so I imagine it does something new with the tail, plastic tail. So here we go. So here is the artwork. I showed it. Remember this. So a lot more blood, especially here, at least here, than your average T for Teen Image comic. Which is why T for Teen, I hesitate to say, is for kids, because T for Teen, I imagine, is like PG-13. Like, it has a little bit more of a bite to it than a E for Everyone comic will have. And finally, last but certainly not the least, is Cold Spots by Cullen Bunn. A series I've read before, like a Snapshot, and I really enjoyed this one. This one was a damn good read. And like with Snapshot, it was the last book I needed from that author for that publisher, for Image Comics. Written by Cullen Bunn, artwork done by Mark Torres, collecting 1 through 5 of Cold Spots. And I believe, I'm just double checking to make sure I'm right, it's like a haunted house kind of thing. Oh, they go missing. so it's an estranged family, and the father like left a wife and daughter, and then he comes back because they got missing. Yes, I was, and then when my daughter is near, like ghosts and shit appears, so it's not very interesting. So yeah, 1 through 5 of Cold Spots, a series I really enjoyed, despite the fact that I got pretty bad reviews. So that, as I say, is that 7 books already. I just almost, so the light changed a bit, and I thought that was because it was saying, oh, out of storage, or oh, this happened, but nope, neither happened. We're good. So Cold Spots, Chroma. So 1, 2, technically 2, 3, technically a Chroma. So 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the 7 are, I know for a fact, are available at the library. But I don't mind that. Again, a lot of these I got for a cheap price. Ooh, Snapchat has a little blemish here, just noticed. Look at that. How'd that happen? It's a pretty bad one. To look at that and talk and not play with it. That's like the definition of shelfware, but like more so than when I like, so to speak. That's fine. Even that's okay. But that, as I say, is that. A bunch of comics purchased in, so 22 plus 7, oh, it's 29. But 30 books purchased in the last few weeks in total. But again, I still, it's pretty standard for me, I would say. But it's just because I ordered them a lot. You know, it was a lot of books I ordered in a small amount of time. So I'm going to do a snapshot. For snapshot, I'm going to do... There we go. It worked last time. One of the thumbnails that YouTube gave to me, it was that was because I had snapshot like that. I should say, it's not technically a snapshot because I didn't do the thing like that, but it was like there's a thing next to the recording button for those of you who don't record on iPhones. But that, as I say, is that. Next Comic Call will be at least at the end of the month. Hopefully at the end of the month. I'm hoping, knock on wood, because let's look at the calendar right now. So it's not next week, but it's the following week. I think it's a plan time, you know. But it's not me making that decision. But you know, I'll talk to them and say, hey, come on now. All right, so let's look at the calendar. So yeah, it's not this week, not next week, but the following week. That's a pretty good amount of time. Like not getting any books, and it's only Tuesday too. It's not like it's Friday of this week, you know. Next, so this is the schedule. So this is the last video of that at 3 in a day streak. So next video should be my library haul. And hell, I might just record my I already did my omnibus overview for this week, but the book I chose to do, I'm kind of like, maybe we should do this book, you know, but I don't know. I may just do that. So today is Tuesday, so I might just do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'll do that. Tuesday's video will be Undertow. Wednesdays will be complete July haul. Thursdays will be this, and Fridays will be the omnibus haul. So, so regardless of what day I go to the library, today, Wednesday, Thursday, more than likely I'm gonna be today. Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. If I end up going that day, regardless, it'll be uploaded on Saturday. At least the comic reviews will be uploaded on Saturday. On Sunday, it'll be the library haul of what books I'll be reading for that coming week. So look forward to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 6 straight days of videos. I'm making up for not uploading for the longest time because of all the books that are coming in this time and then sort of later, all that bullshit. What time is it right now? Almost 3 o'clock. Wow. All right, I get going. That's it.